I'm so glad you came today. Tell me, who's this young man with you? This is your brother Connor? Is this his first time at Godly Play? Come on in and sit down. You can sit by me. We're just going to sit right here. I want you to sit outside the rug, okay? Yeah, we're going to, the story's going to be right here. So, no, that's fine. That's fine. We're good. So, remind me of your name again. Claire. I knew Claire is an old hand at Godly Play, aren't you? We've been together at Godly Play a lot. And you know Savannah. And this is Savannah's brother Connor. This is his first time today.
I've been in Godly Play a lot.
You have been in Godly Play a lot since you were very tiny. Okay, well, we're just going to do a really short story today, okay? And we're going to start like we usually do. I'm the storyteller, and you're the listeners. So right now, I'm going to do most of the talking, but then it'll be your turn to talk, right? Okay, now, one thing we do to get ready for a story is we do some deep breaths. Do you know how to take a deep breath? Let's take 3. Right, you've done it at the doctor. Okay, let's take 3 deep breaths. He's a little sick sometimes. Yeah, we all go to the doctor. You ready? Big breath. Okay, now all the stories that we tell in Godly Play, we're going to do it, come from a special book. And the name of this special book is the Bible. And the Bible is divided into 2 parts. Does anybody know what 2 parts they are? Do you remember the 2 parts of the Bible? The first part is the Old Testament, and the other part is the New Testament. And there's a special day that separates the Old Testament and the New Testament. Do you know what special day that is? Somebody special was born on that day? It was Jesus, and it was on Christmas Day. Now, the stories in that book are old stories, and they go on and on and on, just like the sound of this bell. Listen. Ready? Do you want to do it? Did you hear it? Let Connor try. Good job. Claire, you want to? Some days we can't pass it around because there's too many people, but today is perfect. Great. Okay. So we're going to tell a special story today, and I want you to watch carefully while I go find the story that we're going to tell today. It's on one of these shelves, and I'm going to find it right over here.
You normally find them in the boxes.
I do sometimes find them in the boxes, don't I? This box is a special box because inside this box is a parable. And a parable is in a very precious box. What color is this box? Gold. And gold is very precious. And this parable is very precious. It's like a gift for us. And sometimes we listen to parables over and over and over. And each time we get something new from the gift. Let's see if there's anything in this box that will help us tell the story. I found something. What is this? What color?
Orange.
Kind of a brown, yeah.
Tannish brown. Yeah.
Tannish brown, yep. This
very,
is
very light brown.
very light brown.
Almost
but
like a peach.
Oh, all brown,
Kind of
right?
like your skin and my skin.
What do you know that's brown?
And my skin.
What do we know that's brown? Is the sky brown?
No.
What's
dirt.
brown? Dirt. Dirt is brown. Let's see if there's anything else
And
in
mud
here
is brown.
that will help us tell the story. Well, there's a bunch more things in here, but I think we should just get ready. Are you ready? Once upon a time, a long time ago, there was someone very special. And this very, very special person talked to the people and told them about a very special kingdom. And this person was so wonderful, and people listened to him and followed him, but they didn't understand what he was talking about when he was talking about his kingdom, the kingdom of heaven. It wasn't like a kingdom that they'd ever been to.
Noah?
It wasn't Noah. So this man said, when the people asked him, what is the kingdom of heaven like? And he said, it's like a sower. Do you know what a sower is? See this man, he has a bag here. What's in his bag? Seeds. A sower is someone who plants seeds. So I actually, Savannah, would you grab me my bag of seeds, please? I brought some extra seeds today because I thought this would make the story even more fun.
Seeds.
Yep, we have a few extra seeds.
Seeds. Seeds.
So this sower, when he comes along, he throws some of his seeds on the ground.
Oh, I remember this one.
So when the sower planted his seeds on the ground, what do you think happened? The birds from the air came, and what do birds like to eat?
Seeds.
Seeds.
I knew it. I
knew it.
Because I remember it.
Right. And the birds came, and do you know, there were so many birds. And what do you think they did? Even though I planted lots of seeds, threw lots of seeds on the ground, what do you think happened to the seeds?
All of them got eaten because there's so much birds at once.
I think you're 100% right. All of these birds, and there's a lot of them, all of these birds came and they took all of the seeds.
Only one for each.
And I think sometimes birds don't count very well. I think they ate all of the seeds. So, did the sower get upset and go home? No, the sower said, I'll plant some seeds somewhere else. More seeds. So, the sower planted some seeds here. Do you want to put some seeds there? Just plant it right there. Only this time, look at this ground. Do you know what these are? They're rocks.
Rocks.
And do you think that these seeds could put down their roots and get enough nutrition to grow in rocky ground?
Nope. No.
No.
Even
So,
though there's rain and sunshine.
Even with rain and sunshine, none of these seeds grew. So the sower had to go someplace else. And this time, he planted these seeds. We'll just use the same seeds. He planted some seeds here, but do you know what these are? They're sharp thorns. And this time, maybe it was the start of some rose bushes, but the seeds started to grow. They did get some roots into the ground, but when they started to grow, the thick thorns and the thorny branches just smothered those plants, and none of these plants could grow.
Trees.
But the sower, who never gave up, kept going, and this time he planted some seeds on some good ground, on the good earth. And what do you think happened?
They grew.
They grew. The seeds
grew.
The seeds grew and grew, and the plants grew, and there was a harvest. Do you know what a harvest is?
Where they collect all the
Right. So after the plants grow, then the farmers come and they collect, they harvest the plants, and sometimes they harvest food, and sometimes they harvest grain. And
so they're putting the food into the bucket.
Exactly. And this is where we're going to call this a bushel. So first, when they first were able to harvest, they had a small harvest. Maybe about 30 bushels. But then, as they kept growing and growing, they were able to have a larger harvest. And then they had like 60 bushels. And then they kept growing and growing and growing, and they had 100 bushels, which was a wonderful, huge harvest. So what do you think? Who do you think this sower could be? Who do you think this sower was? You know, sometimes when we tell a parable, it's a way for us to tell a story, but the things in the parable can stand for other things. Like this person could have been, who are most of these stories about in our Bible? Jesus. So maybe the sower was Jesus. And the seeds that he was sowing were maybe about the kingdom of heaven.
Also, Jesus is pretty nice.
Jesus is pretty nice. So what do you think? Do you think he was happy when the birds came and ate all his seeds?
No.
Probably not. That wasn't the plan, was it? Do you think he was happy when they didn't grow on the rocks? Not really. But did he give up?
No.
No. Do you think that when he saw them start to grow but then get choked out, do you think it gave him any ideas? Do you think he thought, I should keep trying?
Yes.
And then when he found the good earth and everything grew, what if what he was planting was how to teach people about Jesus and about being Christian? And it was hard in the beginning because maybe people didn't listen and maybe people didn't remember, but then they started listening and then it just kept spreading and spreading like a good harvest. What do you think? Okay, let me ask you something. What's your favorite part in this story? Connor, did you like this story? Did you like the birds? Is that your favorite part?
Yes. He only followed me because I was making them like yum yum yum.
What was your favorite part? The good earth. How about you?
Good earth.
Do you see yourself in this story? If you were in this story, what would you be? Would you be a bird? Would you be a thorn? Would you be the sower? If you could be in this story, what would you like to be?
A bird.
You'd be one of the birds? And if you ate one of the seeds, would you remember what Jesus was telling you about his kingdom? Maybe. Maybe. Is there any part in the story we could leave out and it would still make sense? What do you think? Do you think it'd be fun to tell the story without any seeds, or is it more fun with the seeds?
More fun with the
More. That's why I brought all these extra seeds, because I think it's fun when you can hand them. Okay, now watch carefully. He does. When we're done with the story, what we always want to do is put everything back so that you can find the story again and you could tell. Could you go home and tell the story to your parents?
Yes.
Would it help if I gave you some seeds? Do you want to take some seeds with me?
Yeah.
Do you know these? Do you think these are real seeds that you could plant?
No.
I got beans instead of seeds. But they're kind of like seeds, but I wouldn't recommend planting them. But maybe these will help you remember how to tell the story.
I can try one to put it in.
You could try one. And just like what happened with Jesus, the first time he tried to plant, the sower, the first time he tried to plant seeds, they didn't grow, but he didn't give up. So that's another thing this parable tells us, is you have to keep trying. Okay, first I'm going to put...
Are you going to give some to Connor, or I'm going to share?
If he would like to have his own seeds, he may have his own
Connor, do
seeds.
you want your own or share?
He wants his own, okay. You can take as many as you want, Connor. Okay. Claire, do you want seeds? You can have those, okay? Now, I have this special gold box. Would you be so kind as to put all the birds in the box for me?
Okay.
Thank you. And we're going to put the thorns away, and we're going to put the rocks away, and we're going to put the good soil away, and our bushels. Claire, can you get the bushels for me? Thank you. And I'm going to put the sower away, and when we have...
Maybe we can start making our own garden like Nana does.
That's a great idea. All right, now I'm going to fold up my brown.
Because Connor has some.
And today, if we were going to stay until we went up to church, we would actually have time to play with some stories or do a craft, but I think today you're just gonna go back with your families. Did everybody get ice cream today?
Yeah.
Was that good? Unfortunately, we don't get ice cream every Sunday, but sometimes we do. All right, we're all done. Now, before we leave, I just want to thank you for coming. Do you like coming to Godly Play? It's fun. I like coming to
I
Godly
remember
Play.
we did that one, we did that one, we did that
And
one.
it's fun to hear the same story again,
We did
isn't it?
that one.
Yeah, then you remember.
did that one.
And sometimes I'll say, did I tell you that last time? And you remember all the things. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are done. Thank you for coming, and we'll see you next time, okay? Tell your friends. You can always bring a friend to Godly Play.
Maybe I'll
Connor,
tell my
it
cousin.
was nice to see you today. I hope you'll come back.
Maybe I'll tell my cousin.
Do tell your cousin.
Nicole.
Okay. And do you remember where I went to get the story?
Decide if she
Right
wants
there.
to
If you
bring
put it right back up on that shelf, we're all set. All right, we're all done.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Karen.
Oops, you dropped the seed. It's under your knee. And